What is going on, squad? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives, Make Money on the Internet podcast. It's your boy B Mark, and in today's episode, I'm talking to my clients on Podchats. These are the gangsters making $5,000 to $10,000 a month to $15,000 a month. I'll let them tell you guys their income. Without further ado, let's bring up some of the clients on the pod today. What's up, Mr. Maximus? How you doing, brother?
Doing good, bro. How about you?
Bro, you're looking fucking yoked in all your reels, homie. That
Trying,
one
man.
story that you posted where your fucking traps are like this, I was like, what the fuck, dude? Woman's
Yeah,
getting
dude. I haven't been this light since like senior year of high school. It's just fucking crazy. So
nuts.
getting in shape
Nuts.
for August, man. But so some fucking wins, dog. Got 13, almost 14,000 followers in the last 2 weeks on Facebook. Hit 21,000 followers there. Just hit 15,000 on Facebook. So combined between those two and TikTok, I think I'm at around like almost 40,000 followers total on all platforms, which is just fucking crazy.
Wow, that's dope. Look at you.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, man. It's like I look at the size of the town I'm living in, it's like quadruple fucking 5x the size. I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? It's wild.
That's cool.
So yeah, my question is right now. So it's been kind of a quiet month, haven't signed any clients yet. I'm not worried, obviously, but just booking calls has been pretty slow.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if you could just maybe pick my brain and try to like identify, if there's any like pockets or any like areas to kind of focus on more.
What are we doing on Facebook? That's what I want to know.
Well, so I optimized my profile. I fixed my header, and then I pinned that post out because you were talking about Brandon Johnson. So I went to
Yeah.
his page, looked at his shit, and replicated a pin post like that. Janelle told me to look in my spam folder, and there was a couple like direct leads in there. Not really qualified by any means though, so I didn't book any calls with them. I'm closer with conversations on Facebook right now with booking calls, which is interesting because I haven't signed a client from there in months. But like the shit that blew my Facebook account up is the same shit. Like I don't do any direct like outreach or anything. Now I am, but before like that account just like the cross platform, one of them just took off, hit a million views, and then blew everything else up.
Yeah. So like I would focus more of my energy on lead generation on Facebook just based off of the fact that that's where all the clients are right now. And so like another thing I would start taking more seriously is like the text posts on I just saw you do a text post on your fucking thing right here. It's like what's the biggest struggle you're running into in your fitness journey right now? Impatient to see results, fighting sugar cravings, stacking my food. So like I would start taking those text posts on Facebook a lot more seriously. And I would be doing a lot of outbound on Facebook. Like anybody that is commenting on your videos, I'd be outbounding them because like knowing that Facebook is your hottest platform right now, like if I was trying to generate leads and I only had a certain amount of time, like I'd be spending the majority of it on Facebook right now.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that's I've been kind of starting to do that a little bit more. And like I have a ton of combos started, but it's like, yeah, I just got to get used to Facebook because there's just like a ton of just weird profiles and shit or people. But I mean, that's just the name of the game.
yeah, but like this is like your Facebook has really good engagement. Like I'm looking at some of the comments on this like Oreo cheesecake thing, and like this is really fucking good engagement.
The dirt cake one.
The dirt cake one, it's good engagement. Like it's like
Dude, yeah, the comments
well,
on that one are fucking hilarious. I just tried to replicate that video and it hit like 7K views. But yeah, that one was wild.
so like let's take the viral style and let's add fucking CTAs to it. So like this one right here that is currently viral, like how do we add CTAs to this to get more people that are interested? So like can we add, I'm not going to play the whole video, but I'm just like as I'm just going to talk it through it, lose the love handles. So like you're jacked as fuck, which helps. Let me put you on some game to slap on da 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 da. It's like I'm wondering once we get through the whole video, it's a really well done recipe video. So make sure you follow me and check out my page for more. So like at the end, right as after you reveal the recipe, be like, my clients are getting results like this by eating foods like this. If you want some help, make sure you follow me. So like let's start adding social proof into the viral style content that's already proven. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
So like for me, it's like my viral style right now is the split screen. So like those are the ones that are going viral. So now in the split screens, I'm giving value and then I'm doing a CTA because that's what Instagram's showing that it wants more of me. Like it's showing that it wants more of. So take the stuff that's already working and add some social proof in there. So now it becomes an awareness piece of content, becomes a conversion piece of content. Because the good news is that you're 50% of the way there because now you've hacked like the awareness content. So now if we start mixing in the conversion content with the awareness, it's going to start doing a lot better. Because if I go through your content here,
Torch belly fat this summer.
torch belly fat this summer. You're getting fucking lean. This is great. Zero. I'm just wondering how much of this is conversion versus awareness. This is awareness. This is awareness. This is also awareness. This is awareness. Like, are we giving specific value to a specific person in any of these? This one's good. I like this. I like the timer. That's a really good fucking hook. How'd this video do?
got like 10K views, I think. Because
Yeah.
Cole told me to remake that one because I did the same kind of thing, but I did some stupid hook where I was like, if you're busy, blah 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 blah, and he was like, fuck that, just start doing the food and voice over it.
Yeah. So like in the video, you can like add some social proof though. So like in the video while you're doing this,
This is way faster. So let me show you how to prep your entire week's worth of breakfast in only 3 minutes.
this is how my clients are getting results like this. Da-da-da-da-da, back to the video. And then you just insert the social proof in the video. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
So then now there's just boom, 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 client results here. And then you're just back to the voiceover. Then you can take awareness content and turn it into conversion content. You're 50% of the way there. That's the good news. And like the other 50% is just like figuring out how to turn your awareness pieces, some of your awareness pieces of content into conversion pieces of content.
Mm. Okay, that
Cool.
makes sense.
Shit's good, bro. Well done.
Appreciate it, man. Anything else you got for me?
That's it. That's the only thing you focus on because if your messaging's dialed in, it's easier to outbound.
All right, bet.
Okay,
Sounds
bro.
good, brother.
I see
Appreciate
you.
you.
Good job. Keep it up. Peace. Ronnie Travis, what's up?
I just wanted to come on and just say thank you. I'm 2 for 2 on my sales calls for July right now. And like honestly, I'm just like happy. I was in a really not good place, like basically like the first week of the mindset program, which was like perfect timing. But I just feel like I was really in my head and I was not doing my morning routine and all of my shit and all the things. And I was just in a bit of a dark place and it's just working really well. Like I posted a hard CTA on Monday, somebody replied, they booked a call same day, closed them same day. Like it's working. And I just wanted to come on and say thank you for all that you do because yeah, it's like the business is growing and I'm not as in such a headspace about it, but like I literally like just catch myself just being happy, like just smiling for no reason. And yeah, I don't really have any questions today. I've been working on a few big client projects. So that's just stuff that I've just been doing on my own. So I don't really have any questions today. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and say I appreciate you and everything that you guys do.
I appreciate you. That was fucking cool. That made my heart smile. You're the
Yeah,
best. Thank you.
thank
I was actually watching one of your videos today. I'm like, she does look happy. And you're jacked too. I was watching that video where you were doing like I noticed that you took my piece of advice where I was like, stop doing as many workout videos in your house. And you it looked like you were in a gym. I was like, oh, she's taking the advice. I like it. And I'm like, and you look jacked. Well done.
I actually I took some progress pictures today and I am. Yeah. No, it's
You're like, I am
a little
jacked.
bit.
I am jacked.
Yeah. The pictures don't lie.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I appreciate you.
I'm proud of you. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Peace. Michael. Hello, Michael.
What's
Michael
going
with,
on, man?
Michael with a beard. How you doing, Michael with a beard?
I'm doing great. Some wins is I got 6 calls booked this week so far. 16 people in my 4-day challenge I'm filming this week. And I had an old guy reach out to me at the gym yesterday because he heard about my client that I'm working with. And now I booked a call with him today and I closed.
Boom. Look
So,
at you.
yeah, man. So I have 2 easy questions. The clients that I have are going to my gym, seeing results. I want to do a video testimonial, just like you do with obviously your clients.
Yep.
Wondering if what the 3 questions that we could ask them in the same scenario as you do.
Smart boy. That was a smart question. Give Mike a round of applause because he's about to give you guys all value. Good job, Mike. Smart question. So when you're thinking about video testimonials and you're thinking about social media, you need to think about the reason I ask how much money do you make as a personal trainer is because that's what every personal trainer wants coming into my program. They want to make money. So coming into your program, what's the number one thing that people want?
Got lost.
Exactly. So first question should be what?
What was the results working with me?
How much weight did you lose in my program?
Okay.
How much weight have you lost in my program? Perfect. And like, what was, where were you at before you started? Like, how were you feeling like mentally, physically, and emotionally? What would be 1 or 2 pieces of advice that you give to the audience that wants to get results like you and, potentially lose 20 pounds? Those would be the 3 questions. So I try to do what results have you gotten? Where were you at before? And then the reason I asked the piece of advice question, Mike, is because most of the time my clients say, well, you should sign up for Brian's coaching program. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I agree. Like that's most of the time, but that makes it more organic. Cause if I'm like, do you think people should sign up for my coaching program? People, obviously it looks fake, but I'm like, what's 1 or 2 pieces of advice that you give to the audience? Most of the time people say, sign up for Mike's coaching. He's fucking awesome. But even in the instance where they don't, and they're just giving value, the video ends up being a value video too, which is good.
So what was that? What are 2 or 3 pieces of advice you would give
What,
to the
what,
public?
what are 1 or 2 pieces of advice that you would give to the audience that wants to get results like you?
Okay, awesome.
Another thing you can do with the middle question, Mike, is you can, because like you target parents, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you could say something like, okay, so like, how was it like losing, like how's your fitness journey been knowing that you've got 3 kids that you need to take care of?
Okay.
Was it hard to lose weight as a busy parent? So like you can make it about the parents to like help them overcome that objection. A lot of the reason that people aren't on a fitness journey is because, well, they're a parent. Like they're like, oh, I lost 20 pounds. You're like, 20 pounds? That's crazy. There's no way. You're a parent. How'd you do that with kids?
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Awesome, man. My last question is, I'm trying to tackle my community, like just my town. And our town has night markets every few months in the summertime, and I want to put a tent up.
Yep.
And my question is like, I wanted to do this last year, but I'm just not confident to do it. But now I need to get them away and just do it. But like, what would be the first starting point? Like, I put a tent up. How am I advertising my business for online coaching? Like, what do I set up? What do I do in that scenario?
What can you give away for free that people would like?
The challenge.
Nope. Nobody's going to walk up to you and be like, oh, gee, can I join your free challenge and fucking give up my favorite foods and fucking sacrifice my body and my mind for 2 weeks? That's not that's not attractive enough for people to walk up and say like, oh, hey. So like
I could make like t-shirts or like protein shake cups, stuff like that, put my logo on it.
You could. Another thing you could do is like, are you a good chef? Like a protein chef?
No.
Okay. Well, then that's fucking out the window. Sayonara, see you later. You could do like a free Ninja Creamy giveaway, something that people would actually want, free creamy giveaway. And then also when people come in, like all you got to do to enter is there'd have to be some sort of challenge that they could participate in. I'm trying to think of like something for a tent.
Like I was thinking, have a QR code on on a table. Like if you want to know who I am, my portfolio, scan here, and then like my logo.
No, but nobody's gonna scan. Do you have any recipes?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they delicious?
Yep.
Do you have photos of them?
Yes.
Okay. So like if you could make a 25 low calorie recipes and like a poster, like that could be one of your posters. Then the other poster is like, your fucking online coaching program with all the transformations, and then scan the QR code to get the free 25 recipes. And then if you suck at cooking, then I would get your wife to make some. And then you have get somebody else other than you to make some fucking healthy, delicious food. And then at your booth, just be giving away free fucking samples of these like delicious recipes. Now people are going to come to your booth because they're going to want samples of this delicious food. They're going to scan the QR code for the healthy recipes. This QR code is going to lead to like name, email, phone number. You're going to send them the recipe, and now you've got a lead. Bam.
Okay. That's definitely a better idea.
The QR code could also be a link directly to your Instagram, and then they scan the QR code and you're like, yeah, just send me a DM right now that says recipe and I'll send it over right away. Bam. Now they're in your inbox.
Then I get them as a follower. Okay, perfect. That's definitely better. All right, thanks.
You're welcome. You got to think about what does the audience want? What does the audience want?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Daniel said he's done a booth before, so we're going to ask him a question about it because he's up. What'd you do, Daniel?
What do I do?
I said, what did you do for your booth?
What up? I did.
Oh,
yeah,
it's a different Daniel. Different Daniel. Oh, this bearded Daniel. Whoa. Who's this guy? What the fuck, dude? What happened to your face?
What's going
on? You look so different.
All right, bro. I'm letting it grow out. I was just moving, so we definitely let the beard grow out a little bit.
All right. Okay, what'd you do for your booth?
So I got a banner made with like my company name in the middle and then my top 2 transformations like on both sides. So that just brought a lot of attention to the booth. And then I also did like, I don't know what kind of event this is, but like I did like a speech at the event as well. So that also got like a lot of attention, and people that like watched and listened came to my booth after. I definitely should have done like an ebook or something. I feel like that's a super good idea, but I didn't do anything like that. I just had like business cards and just got people to message me. I think I did do like a free giveaway or something. Message me on Instagram and I'll send you a free ebook. I did do that, and that actually worked really well as well.
Cool. You're the best. Thanks, Daniel with the beard. Daniel with the beard is the best kind of Daniel. I like it. All the OGs are on the call. I like it. Fuck yeah, bro. I like it. All right. Other Daniel. Well, no, that was the other Daniel because I talk to this Daniel more often. Daniel, you're the other Daniel now. Actually, you know what? You're bearded Daniel. I'm going to call you bearded Daniel. Did you lose your spot in line? Do you remember where you were? Daniel?
Yeah, I was next. Yeah, I was next.
Okay, you're good. Okay, go ahead.
Sweet, dude. Win. I finally implemented some mindset work for my program, which was long overdue. So hopefully that helps with re-signs. And yeah, July's been kicking off, so really good. Had a bunch of sign-ups and re-signs. So
fuck yeah, bro.
So far, everything's going good, mate. The mindset program is doing its job because June was slow and July just kicked off
well and truly.
What's your feedback on the mindset program so far? You've been in there for now. It's 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Have you noticed a change?
Yeah, dude. All right, I'll tell you. This is when I really noticed it. I jumped on about 6 calls. I dropped 1 call, and I was just fine with it. Where that would have usually had me down. Like there's no more. There's no more, but the highs and lows when they are, I've just learned to just snap out of it and be like, look, man, we're good. There's opportunities, and it's not getting me down for the whole day like it used to.
My boy. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Seriously.
All right. How can I serve you, King? What do you need from me?
All right, easy one, man. Remember how we did that? How you told me to do a lead funnel sort of thing, boost it to try and get guys in?
Yep.
Okay. I wanted to try a new creative. How long would you wait after, like before posting other ones? I don't want to obviously just have them all on my feed where, it's one every few days. If I wait like a week and a half, 2 weeks, is it the same sort of thing with trying a new reel hook? Just let it kind of.
You mean you're posting another one for boosted, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. How many times a day are you posting, Daniel? Just so I know.
Once a day.
Once a day. Okay. So if it's once a day, I'd probably wait a week if I were you.
Okay.
So the reason I say a week is because like I'll do mine. Like if you look at my feed, I'll just show you. I'm posting my kind of boosted reels that do the best are the ones that are like mashups. They're the mashups. So it's like a bunch of compilations of my clients being like, how much money do you make? Blah, blah, blah. And then I post them, I would say once every 7 to 8 reels so that I can boost them. So that's how much money do you make? The comments are always hilarious on the how much money do you make ones. But yeah, I try not to post them too close together because knowing that I'm going to boost it and I don't want my feed to be spammy. So I would say once a week is more than enough.
Yeah, which works out about the same because you're posting 6 times a day. So
exactly.
Yeah, sweet.
The once a week thing, Daniel, as well. Like this is advice for all of you guys. So I want you guys to all pay attention. All right. So this is Daniel asked a great question. I'm going to give it to all of you guys. Once a week, I try to post something intentionally knowing that I'm going to boost it because then I have a bunch of different fucking tests to do. Right. Because if you guys have a follower ad that's fucking crushing, right, that's doing really well, that's awesome. But that doesn't mean that like all ads are going to fatigue at some point. So I know that for sure. Like I know that at one point my ad's going to fatigue. Right now I've got an ad that's fucking murking. It's like the best performing ad I've ever had. But I know that that ad is eventually going to come to an end. And so I'm not just hoping that this ad lasts forever. Once, I'm making sure that for you guys, it's like that once a week, I'm posting a new ad with the intention that I'm going to boost it. I might boost it right away, or I might wait till my ad dies out to start boosting it. Or I might put a small test budget on the new ad that I'm trying to test to see if it can outperform my current ad. But I would say that like once a week testing ads thing is a fucking very good idea.
Okay. Can you give me a straight answer? Because I think I'm being a tight ass. When you're testing them, or let's say, for example, I've got a couple I'm testing now, but I'm like testing them for like $15. Is that like when I've got one that's working, how much do I put into it?
Spend as much as you possibly can. Wait, so like I'm gonna pause that conversation. Is the ad that you're doing currently working, bringing in followers and bringing you in calls?
I looked at it. Okay, this is the other thing. So what's it called? The return on it. So how many people I get follow isn't too high, but I really niche down on it, and I've gotten 2 sales off it already in like I don't know a week.
A week. So you're spending $15 a day. So I just want to do the math. I'm going to do the math for everybody because, by the way, this is a common thing for most people that start with ads. They don't want to spend a lot of money, but like I just want to do the math for you. So you say you're spending $15 a day on it, right?
Yeah.
15. Let's just pretend you've been running it for 7 days. So you spent a total of $105 on this ad. How much money have you generated from this ad? Like actually cash collected?
Cash collected was one of them was a paid in full, so $2,400, and another one was say $300. I think it was roughly
300.
like
Okay. So you've collected 2,700 and you spent 105, which means for every $1 that you spend, you make $25 back. Okay. So like if I had that's like a fucking money printer. So what you can do, and this is, you guys will all have this option because if you're running ads, Daniel, you should be able to do this right away. If you're running ads, then you should be able to go to business.facebook.com. This applies to even if you're boosting posts, Daniel. So if you're boosting posts, you will have this option for sure. So go into business.facebook.com. You'll have to log in, go to the actual fucking ads. And then I'm going to give you a tutorial, Daniel, so you don't get confused. If you need some extra help with this, you can just let me know. So I've got 2 ad accounts. One of them is the one that I'm running on like the front end. And then one of them is the one I'm running on the back end. So I'm spending about $30,000 a week. So this is the one that I'm running on the front end. These are all my boosted posts. If I have a boosted post, Daniel, that's fucking crushing, I can just go into the back end and I can adjust. I can just make this one $750 a day instead of $650 a day. And then I would just click publish. So for you, you don't make it $750 a day or $650 a day. But what I would do if I were you is I would go into the back end, and instead of spending fucking $15 a day, I would go up to $30 a day. So just edit that to say 30 and press publish.
Thank you.
You're welcome, bro.
That was so confusing before you explained it so simply. Thank you.
Yeah. Business.facebook.com.
Yep.
Okay.
Sweet.
Hey, bro. Peace.
Thanks, bud.
You're welcome. Nicholas, how can I serve you, big dog? Tell me some wins.
How we doing today?
I'm doing fucking amazing. Tell me some wins.
Some wins is we have our 5-week challenge. We got about 15 people in here. They're all kicking ass. And this has been one of the like most successful, because I've done these challenges beforehand where it was like you get 1 to 2 like really hot leads out of it. But I feel like this one is, we're crushing it right now. We have our community's crushing it. Things are going well. And I thank you. I really thank you and your team.
I thank you, Nicholas. I thank you.
Okay. I appreciate that. But that's one of the things. My question for you is, now that we have been asking and you've told me, hey, put the comment keyword at the end of my reels. One thing that I've noticed is that I was always saying, follow me for more tips at the end of my CTA. And that's what they were doing. They were following for more tips. That was increasing my follower count. Not that like followers or anything matter, but I've started to notice now that I've been like asking for more keyword, I've been seeing less of the followers coming from the reels. And I don't know if that's by design from that CTA, or is it because I've been putting a little bit of money into the boosted post and Facebook doesn't want to share out my stuff.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not. I'm going to kill that belief right away. Like, if you're spending more money on the platform, Facebook and Instagram are still going to push your shit. Yeah, they want you to spend money on the platform, but they also they're still going to push your stuff. Facebook and Instagram get paid based off of organic views. So if the content is good, they're going to push it out to more people. I'm like wildly against the idea that if you start boosting on Instagram, that Instagram starts decreasing your reach. I think that's a myth. That is a myth that they tell you. It's a myth that they tell you to keep you from boosting.
Hey, I follow the advice from you and the coaches. Right?
Yeah. So I spend at least $1,500 a day on boosting my posts, at least. And like I have 2 things to say about this. One is content that usually signs you clients is not the same content that goes viral. So I don't always do DM me or comment the word fat loss on my profile if you want info. Like if you look at my content, I'll show you the difference, right? So like I've got content that I specifically designed to sign clients, and we talk about awareness and conversion content, but I want to give you a visual demonstration so you understand what I'm talking about. So if I look at the reel that's bringing me in a lot of followers right now, where is it? I've got one reel that's popping off that's bringing me in a shitload of followers. It is, okay, so this one as an example. This one is super fucking simple, and I do no CTA, and I'm still getting followers. I knew posting this one though, like this one isn't designed to sign clients, and I'm not attaching a CTA to it. I'm just trying to like on this one specifically, I was like, I knew this one has a higher chance of going viral. So I just wanted to post this one with the intention of like going viral. So I didn't attach a CTA. So this one right here is the one that's pulling me in a fuckload of followers.
See how good. Hey, Nick, I just had a minute to get back to you. Hey, Nick, I haven't heard from you yet. Hey, Nick, it's great to connect again. Nick, you know what? I really do think that you should move forward. Nick, where do you think we should go from here? So, Nick, are you ready to join, brother? What happens if you put this off for another 6 months and nothing changes? Oh, wow. Where did you learn that? I follow the real Brian Mark.
So I still do the follower stuff, is what I'm saying. And like, I knew that this reel had a high chance of going viral. This one, because I asked for the follow, I'm at 3,000 followers from 300,000 views. So what I'm saying to you is that you've got the content like with the, the CTAs attached. You need to know in advance that the content with the CTAs attached aren't designed to go viral. They're designed to get leads. If a piece of content that goes viral that also gets leads, that's a fucking unicorn. That's great. We love that. But like that's like a 1 in 10 piece of conversion content. When you're creating awareness pieces of content, which are more broad and generic topics that aren't specifically niched down, then that's where you'd put a follow. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah, because I've switched and that's actually one of the things, that's probably my second question is, since I switched doing a lot more leads or a lot more ads, the leads that are coming in are, I think we talked about it, I was the people who actually are my avatar. They got some money, they shop at Lulu, they come back from an injury, like they're actually my ideal avatar. And so I wondered, it's kind of almost like pushing out the people who were not really ever interested. And now we're booking calls, we're making money, they're signing up for the challenges. Is this all a correlation of the boosted posts, the CTAs, and all that, because I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to replicate what's been going well, and so that I can really, keep continuing this momentum.
Yes, this is where these are good questions, Nick. Most creators get stuck in either like, so you start going viral, right? And when you start going viral, it's very easy to get addicted to that. You're like, oh, I just want to get more views, more views, more views, more views. But if your thought process is just around getting more views and going viral, you are not going to sign clients. But then we've also got the flip side. If all of your pieces of content on your page are like conversion, if you're an online coach that's trying to fucking da-da-da, if you're an online coach that's trying to da-da-da-da-da, those videos are going to get significantly less views because I'm instantly alienating a big piece of my audience automatically. But I'm going to sign a lot of clients from that in the short term. In the long term, I won't sign a lot of clients because I'm going to decrease my audience size and it's not going to grow. So I'm going to be speaking to the same people over and over again, which is why you need to be keeping both ideas in mind at the same time. Your goal is to grow your page, but your goal isn't to grow your page at such a rapid rate that you forget to do conversion content. If you just did awareness content, you only did content that you knew was going to go viral, you would grow your page, but you wouldn't sign clients. That's what you were doing before. So the solution to the problem isn't to lean so far over the way where you've got conversion content and your page isn't growing. The solution to the problem also isn't leaning so far into awareness content where you're going viral, but you're not signing clients. The solution to the problem is like, that is why we have a mixture of 50-50. Like 50% of the content that I create is designed with the intention of going viral, and it's wider to a wider demographic. I know that some of the people that follow me from that wider demographic are not going to be my ideal client, are not going to be my ideal client avatar. But I also know that a small percentage of those people that do follow me from that viral piece of content are going to be my avatar. And so like, I also think about the idea, like when I think about awareness content and like content that's more broad, I also don't make awareness content. This is me personally. I don't make a lot of awareness content that isn't going to resonate with my ideal client, right? So like, I'm not going to make a piece of awareness content about my opinion about Donald Trump. Why? Because it's like, that's fucking irrelevant. It's not relevant to personal trainers. If anything, it might harm my brand rather than hurt my brand. I will make a piece of awareness content about my relationships though. And like how, me and mine and Kirsten's relationship, because every single personal trainer that's in my program has a relationship or they want a relationship. So that's going to be universally relatable to everybody. It's also universally relatable to a lot of people, but I also want to make sure that I'm posting awareness content that's relatable, that at least has some relation to my ideal client, so that if it does go viral, some of my ideal clients going to see that and resonate with it. Does that make sense?
It does. And I think you said it exactly what I was doing. Because once my content started popping off, I was like, I don't want to say like I was like looking for the views but it was that dopamine hit that was like subconsciously happening that I thought I contributed to success. But then when I looked at my bank account, it wasn't adding up. And so that's why I was like spinning all over the fucking everywhere. I was like, I need to do this, I need to do that. And then I realized that it was like you said, it was like, you ain't asking for people. And now that we're asking people,
so the goal is to grow on social media, but the goal that's not the ultimate goal. The goal is to grow your business. So we can do both at the same time, with understanding that like your followers are going to grow slower because you're growing the business while also growing the social. Like look at mine and Cole's social media as a perfect example of that. Cole's not selling from his social media, which basically means he can post whatever the fuck he wants on his social media. And so like he can talk about super controversial relationship topics. He can talk about super controversial mindset topics. He can talk about whatever the fuck he wants. For me, there's not really a lot of value in doing that because that's not going to grow the business. So I do talk about 50% of the stuff that I want to talk about, but I also talk about 50% of the stuff that my avatar needs because I want to grow my business. So my social is growing, but my business is growing. My social is growing slower than Cole, but my social is still growing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense because we're still growing, but it's not at the rapid rate that we were growing 2 to 3 months ago.
But your bank account's growing.
But the bank account's growing. So it's like success comes at many different ways. And I've made a post in the CLA hoping that I can help boost some confidence in there because I saw some people in there that were struggling. So hopefully I
like that. Hey, anybody that's in the 10K Mastermind, that's an open invite for all. If you guys are fucking crushing, Yadira, you remember what it was like in the CLA when you were struggling? So if there's some ladies in there that need to hear your voice too. So that's an open invite. I'm just saying. All right. Cool.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Talk soon, bro. Peace. Nathan, just go literally request to join the Change Jobs Academy. If you're in the 10K Mastermind, you guys can go do that right now and we'll approve you right away. What's up, Mitch? How you doing, big dog?
What's up, B-Mark? How you doing, man?
Best day of my life. Tell me some wins.
Hell yeah. Listen, man, honestly, my biggest win right now, we're stabilizing out from like finishing the challenge. I'm just happy to feel very stable and systems are down packed right now. I'm very excited for that. Organization, clients are really happy per satisfaction surveys. That's my kind of biggest win right now.
I love it.
But honestly, man, that kind of takes us into the point in regards to the stability. Shout out Roni. Kind of feel like her a couple of months back. I'm tired, man, to be honest with you. What I keep finding is that I don't first of all, I have a lot of like personal stuff going on right now, honestly. But then I keep finding that I keep burning myself out in the sense of I'll be hot, I'll be on top of content and systems and consistency for about 2 weeks, 2, 3 weeks, and then I'll fall off for about a week and I'll have to get back on the train. Now, client delivery, is not slacking, but in terms of growth and outreach, again, like honestly, I feel like I'm in a loop of falling off. So really just looking at any wise words in that aspect, or do you think it's a scheduling, it's a mindset issue, or
So I think all the above. So, but I'm gonna kind of like, I want to kind of give you specific value. What's your income at right now, Mitch?
8 to 9,
8
pretty
to 9K.
pretty
Perfect.
consistently.
What was your goal when you joined the 10K Mastermind?
Oh, fuck, to fucking get out of this. To break, I've been at the 8 to 9 barrier for the longest now. However, that was a lot of problems with niche and systems, which have been totally, revamped this whole year. So I'm very excited for that. And I think we've set the foundation for growth, but that is the goal, to break that rut, so to speak.
How long have you been in that rut?
January.
Since January?
Late December, maybe.
Late December? Okay, perfect. And like, talk to me about the rut. How does it feel to be stuck in that rut?
It fucking it sucks, especially when I know what I'm capable of and I know how it is when things are dialed in and I'm on top of everything. The leads come in, the calls come in, the community is there. People want to work with me at the end of the day. It's very frustrating to feel like the limiting factor.
Yeah. Like, how does it affect you on a day-to-day basis being stuck in the rut?
Yeah, man. What you call it? It's frustrating. It bleeds into not only obviously, growth of the business, but also my performance as an athlete. Like I'm a competitive power lifter. It bleeds into my mental performance, like in my lifts. I'm not able to hit certain like financial targets. I take care of a lot of my family from rough upbringings. So I take care of a lot of my family. So that obviously disrupts that process. It's just very frustrating on all fronts. Yeah.
I want to point something out. And this is a piece of awareness for every single person on this call. You ready? I asked you what your goal was for the 10K Mastermind. What did you say to me?
I wanted to break the financial plateau that I've been in.
No, you said you want to get yourself out of this rut.
Okay.
That's your goal.
Yeah.
Your goal. Your target is thinking about a rut. That's your target. You're literally aimed at a rut.
I got you.
Like you steering the ship in the direction of a rut.
Yeah.
What's your goal? To get out of this rut. What rut? The rut that I'm fucking looking at.
Yeah.
What you focus on expands. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If your goal is to break out of the rut, you're thinking about the rut.
Yeah. Versus something more
you're
tangible.
Directed right at the fucking rut. Take me out of the rut that I'm aimed at. How do I get out of it? I don't know. I'm going there. I just want to get out of it.
Yeah.
What rut? The one that I'm looking at. You get what I'm saying? You're aimed at the rut.
Yeah.
That would be like you going into a powerlifting meet and be like, what's your goal for the meet? Well, I just don't want to lose.
Yeah.
I just don't want to fucking lose. What does that mean? I don't want to fucking lose.
No,
you get what I'm saying? I'm going to give you some action advice, but like everything that I'm about to cover, it stems from that first.
Sure.
Because if you don't have the vision of the exact destination that you like to get to, then any advice that I give you like following this advice is fucking irrelevant because you're aimed at the wrong place.
Sure.
You're going to use the advice that I give you to stay aimed at the wrong place, which means you're aimed at the fucking rut. So we need to shift our perspective. So I'm going to ask you again, what's your goal for being in the 10K Mastermind?
On my vision board here, I have 15K a month.
15K a month. There we go. I like that. $15,000 a month. Now, I have another follow-up question to you. Well, no, now that you've reminded yourself of the direction that you'd like to go, again, this is just an awareness for everybody. How often do you remind yourself of that direction?
I do look at my kind of vision, my affirmation board daily, but I could probably be a bit more intentional about it, honestly, like more focused,
It's funny. If you look at it daily, you seem to be very descriptive about how fucking occupied you are with that rut and how much it frustrates you on a daily basis. But I was like, I didn't hear any description about how good it's going to feel when you're at $15,000 a month and how fucking amazing your life's going to be and how good it's going to be able to take care of your fucking family and all the people that you care about.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's the direction. It's like, we need to fucking we talked about this in the mindset program, Daniel and Ronnie, this week. That's the direction. That's directional correctness. Like we need to make sure that every single day we're reminding ourselves of what we're fighting for. Because bro, every single day, like I deal with adversity the same way that you do, in the sense that like, there's days that I don't want to fucking post content. There's days that I don't want to fucking film. There's days that I don't want to go to bed. There's days that I don't want to go to the gym. All those things are correct, but I have directional correctness because every single day I remind myself of where I'm going, what my goals are, what's important to me. And I would rather go through the momentary pain of the fucking content that I'm supposed to do rather than me not doing the thing and me sacrificing the dream that I fucking laid out on that vision board.
Sure.
So it's like, you got to choose what pain you want, right?
Yeah.
You're either going to choose the pain of discipline or choose the pain of regret. It's fucking very simple because time is going to pass regardless of whether or not you want it to. So like the next 6 months are going to fucking fly by, bam. And then on December 31st, like, Mitch, do you want to make $15,000 a month Or do you want to look at this year and realize that you spent the whole fucking year in a rut because you were aimed at it the whole time?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
So like, that's like, we got to get fired up about the vision, bro.
Absolutely.
Like you got to get fired up about the vision. You wouldn't go into a powerlifting meet and say like, I hope I don't fucking lose.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah.
It's like you go into a powerlifting meet saying, I'm going to fucking win this bitch.
Mm.
And like, that's the same mindset you need to have with your business. Like, I'm going to win this bitch. Like, I'm going to fucking win. I expect to win. I know for a fact I'm going to win. I know that I deserve to win because my clients fucking love me. My community loves me. My content fucking hits. I'm jacked as fuck. I'm a power lifter. I deserve to win. I'm going to fucking win. Those are the conversations that need to start happening on a regular basis inside of your mind. I expect to win. I'm going to fucking win.
Hell yeah. And I can dive back into the mindset stuff with this, the 10K, course and everything.
100%. But here's the thing, right? Like this, I want everyone to fucking pay attention to this. Mindset shit is a fucking waste of time unless you do it every day. Because your self-limiting beliefs are active every day. They are. You don't get to choose that. As soon as you fucking wake up, bam. How many of you guys have negative thoughts as soon as you wake up? Be honest. I fucking do. So like, if I don't do the mindset work every fucking day, 7 days of the week, guess what? The negative mind takes over.
Yeah, no shit.
Fear, self-doubt, fucking criticism, procrastination, all that shit. Every fucking day, bro. So the mindset shit is completely fucking useless unless you do it every day.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I gotcha.
So now it comes back to like, let's remind ourselves of the vision. I'm going to give you a very simple exercise. This is for you specifically. Every single day, I want you to write down how good it's going to feel once you hit $15,000 a month. And I want you to write down how committed you are to hit $15,000 a month. I want you to write down like how fucking good it feels to work towards hitting $15,000 a month. And then I want you to write down like, I'm going to fucking do this shit. Like, I want you to literally have a little notes section for yourself that's like writing, like, I'm going to do this shit. Like, I will fucking do this shit. I'm doing this shit. This is fucking happening. There's nothing that's going to stand in my way. Like, this is my fucking shit. I'm 100% confident. Like, I expect it. Like, I'll just show you, bro. I do this every day. This is literally sit back, relax, and have faith. I'm 100% confident this will be the highest ever month we've ever had a pizza domination. I expect to win. I know the discipline, focus, intensity, and effort that I've already achieved that goal. I expect to win. I understand that my job is keeping the faith, and I did that. Now I have full trust and confidence, not only in my ability, but my team's ability to follow through. I expect to win. Hitting a record-breaking month wasn't only satisfying, it felt completely right because I constantly pushed towards excellence and greatness, and my work ethic was rewarded with my outcome. I expect to win. I expect to win. I expect to win. I expect to win. That's how I talk to myself, bro. So like, it's easy for me to do the shit that I need to do in order to be successful, because even in those moments where I have that self-doubt, like I just fucking go back to here and I'm like, the mindset's locked in. And like, if the vision is clear, everything else gets taken care of, bro. So that's where it starts. Is that clear? Does that make sense for everybody?
Absolutely, Brian. That helps a lot, man. Thank you. Yeah.
I expect to win. I expect to win. I expect to win. I expect to win.
15K around the corner.
I expect to win. So like, that's what you fucking, that's the fucking shit you start saying to yourself on a daily basis. I expect to win. Now, in regards to the scheduling thing, like, yes, I do think this is a scheduling thing, because it's likely that like, if you're missing things, you're probably working your ass off. And then on the days that like, maybe you burn out or you get exhausted or you get tired. So like, you need to write this down, bro. You need to find a work that flows. Find a work that flows. Like, my work flows. Like, I know what I'm doing for the first 3 hours of my day, every single day, 5 days a week. I have the same schedule for the first 3 to 5 hours of the day, every single day. I do my mindset shit. I go to the gym. I do my recovery. Then I do my posting on social media, and I never miss on that stuff. So like, you need to create consistency with your schedule, the same way that you have consistently with your powerlifting schedule. So create that same consistency with your business. You don't miss your fucking lifts, do you?
No.
Do you miss your meals ever?
No.
So like, take that same fucking consistency and apply it to your business. And like, understand that the sacrifice that you're making right now for that like consistency is like, yeah, you might feel like shit sometimes when you go to the fucking gym, but you don't miss them because you know you're going to lift like shit if you do.
Sure.
So like, have that same mindset with your business. Like, I expect to win. Create a schedule like you do with your powerlifting, like you do with your fucking content, and just don't miss on that shit.
Yeah.
And every time you want to miss, just remind yourself that you're going to hit $15,000 a month and that you expect to win, and do the fucking work.
I got you, Brian. Yeah. Last thing, first of all, thank you. That does help a lot. I'll clean that up. To get a little bit more tangible, boosted posts have been doing awesome for me. I have like a formula that I'm using right now. It's going really well. I've gotten a shitload of followers lately. With that, they're obviously just very cold. We just got through a challenge not too long ago, so I'll do one in a couple of weeks, another 4-day or 14-day, whatever.
Yeah.
But just any other recommendations as far as warming up right now? I know I could probably do more lives, but just maybe what's been working well for you or anything.
If you can do so, anybody that follows me, I assume that they're going to buy. That's the first thing. So I start the message, are you going to finish or are you just enjoying the content, blah, blah, blah. If I get through that conversation and they're giving me like indications that they're a colder lead, then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lean out a little bit. And like, once I try to get them to open up, where are you from? How long have you been working on the fitness journey? If they're not opening up, I'm going to be like, okay, cool. I actually recorded a free 10 to 15 minute training that I usually only send to my clients, but I'll send it to you for free if you promise you'll watch it. Cool. Then they say yes. And I just I send them a video that's like a 10-minute, you can do like a 10-minute Loom video that's just like, 3 secrets that your clients have used to drop 10 to 15 pounds of body fat without restrictive dieting. And you can literally just do a 10-minute Loom video that and you guys can follow the same sort of structure that you would follow for a 40 challenge live stream. And you just give away 3 secrets. You show social proof in the video. And you're like, once you're done watching this video, come back to the chat and let me know what you learn. So now we can take the hot prospects through and book in for a call, and the colder prospects, we can warm them up with some sort of video.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cool.
Good. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it, man.
$10,000 this fucking month, bro.
I'm gonna write it down right now.
All right, bet. Talk to you soon, G. Peace out.
Thanks, man.
What's up, Hack10? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. The win is we are at 7.5K 9 days into the month, and we are set to make over 25K this month.
Let's fucking go, bro. I love that.
And I also bought my first nice watch.
Hey, I like it, bro. That's fire.
Yeah, so things are going good. Okay, my question for you is, what is your thought process to decide if you are satisfied with the growth of the business?
So like it depends. So I'm a very revenue driven person, like in terms of, because I think that money is the best measuring tool for your success in business, especially because if your business is making more money, your business is growing. But I think that, like, is the business growing in revenue every month? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So like that's the first indication. So like if the business is growing in revenue every single month, that's awesome. Then if I wanted to take that a step further, I'll ask myself, is there anything in the business that needs to be optimized?
Okay. Yeah.
So like if there's something in the business that needs to be optimized, your revenue is growing every single month, but there's something that needs to be optimized, then go optimize that thing.
And how long do you wait to see that result of the optimization?
It depends on what the optimization is, because it's like it can be something as simple as like, your DM script needs to be fixed. And so you're going to change a couple questions in the DM script. And for that optimization, you would probably have to wait 7 to 14 days to see if you got more calls booked in the calendar. But there's also optimizations that you won't be able to see the return on for like 3 months. Like, as an example would be like, for a fact that you're not onboarding clients properly and the expectations are shit. So you fix the onboarding process, you start doing kickoff calls with your clients, and you won't see the results of that optimization until 2 or 3 months down the line to see how those clients are behaving and performing compared to the clients that didn't get the onboarding process. So it depends.
Okay. That's great. The conversation is going on the very right way. So when you do these optimizations, let's say you do one every week or every other week, couple months later, how do you decide which optimization increases the revenue?
It's any optimization that I do is geared towards a specific purpose. So I'm not just gonna. That's why you guys have always heard me say, like, don't solve a problem that needs to be solved. Who's heard me say that before? So like, I'm not going to make an optimization to the business unless there's a problem that needs to be solved. So an example would be like, the only reason that I would even look at the onboarding process is if my retention was shit, right? If my retention was like 85%. I'm like, okay, why am I not retaining clients? I'm like, okay, I realize that I don't have a good onboarding process. So my solution to that problem is I'm going to fix my onboarding process to increase my retention. Does that make sense? So then in 2 months' time from now, I would take a look at my retention and I would ask what my retention is. If my retention is 91%, then I know that the onboarding thing that I did 2 months ago increased my retention. Is that clear? I only solve problems that needs to be solved. So like what I'll do for optimizations, Hack10, is I'll look at the numbers of my business. So I'll look at like, how many calls are we booking per week? How many calls are showing up? How many calls are closing? How much cash are we collecting? What's the total cash collected per sale? I'll also look at, what ads am I running? What's my cost per follower? I'll look at what's my retention rate? What's my churn rate? What's my resign rate? I'll look at all those numbers and I'll ask myself, like, which one of these numbers is going to move the needle the most in my business? If my show rate is over 60%, my close rate's over 35%, and I'm only booking 5 calls a week, I know that the number that's going to move the needle the most in my business is booking more calls. So I'm going to spend the next, 2 to 3 months getting from 5 calls a week to 10 to 15 calls a week. And that's the only number that I'm going to fix. And I know that that's going to increase revenue because if I get more calls in the calendar, then I'm going to make more money. Does that make sense? So I only make optimizations based on improving a specific outcome. So I'll know if the optimization worked if the number that I was trying to improve gets better, not worse.
Yeah. Okay. So you try different types of shorts in the Instagram constantly, and you also try different types of longs on YouTube constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you measure the success or effect of these each separate efforts that comes up to the same result?
There's some things that you can't measure. Like we have this conversation. There's some things you can't measure. Like, because as an example, like how do I know? Like I do have a call booking link that comes directly from YouTube. So I know how many leads are coming in from YouTube. But how do I know which piece of content pulled in the client that came from a follower ad? How do I know which piece of content causes somebody to DM me 10K on Instagram? I don't. So like what I do is if I'm going to experiment, like I'm like, does this lead to more volume or more calls in the calendar? So if I try out a new content style, is the new content style pulling me in more book calls per week? So you have to have like base measurements that you actually track that move the needle. The one that moves the needle the most is like how many sales opportunities are you getting? So if you start like a new podcast as an example, it's not, but it can just be how many sales opportunities that you're getting, because maybe the sales opportunities are cold and then you start a podcast and they get hotter. So like if whenever you're going to make a change in the business, figure out what you're trying to optimize. I'm trying to book more calls in the calendar. So then that's why I'm going to do different styles of long form YouTube content. So instead of me just doing day in the life content, I'm going to start doing content specifically about how to lose body fat as a busy woman. And then you will be able to see based on the calls in the calendar and the revenue that you collect, if that YouTube strategy is effective, if the money starts going up and the call volume starts going up. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. You have some main indicators and some supporting indicators. And
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Great.
Cool.
And the second question is, I checked your town and you have 150,000 people in your town.
Yep.
And you have like-minded people around you.
Mm-hmm.
How did you find them, or did you build them up? I'm asking because I also want a similar social environment in real life.
I created it. If you can't, write this in the chat, everybody, because all you guys are entrepreneurs. If you can't find it, build it. If you can't find it, build it. I created it. I was like, yo, you want to hang out? Like, yo, you want to do something? You want to do content together? I created it. I built it. Pizza domination. I couldn't find it. I built it.
And you start to do it in a early phase when you were actually a personal trainer.
Mm-hmm.
What was your thought process when you were deciding, oh, shall I spend this money to make more money or build up people so in 5 years I will have people around me?
So like any extra revenue that I had when I was at your guys' level was, I just did a video about this, was like dumped back into myself. I didn't take a paycheck from PT Domination or Aesthetic Nation that was bigger than $7,000 to $8,000 a month for 5 years. Every extra dollar that I had was reinvested back into the business or back into myself for 5 years. My first payout from PT Dom was 2 years into PT Domination. So like all of the extra revenue that I had from the business was either spent on back on the business or on my personal development, whether that be like going to a mentor's house or hiring this mentor for XYZ money, because like I just wanted to become a higher level version of myself. And then in that process of like flying to events, hiring these mentors, meeting these people, I ended up finding people that I resonated with. And that's where my social circle came from. So it was a combination of like, I just decided what type of person I wanted to be and what type of character I wanted to have. And then it actually ended up working with like some of my clients would be in my program and they'd be just displaying those character traits. So I'd bring them in closer to the circle and I'd start working closer with them. And then they became friends, like Janelle, like Cole, like Don. Like these were just clients that were in my circle that I saw displaying character traits that I fucked with on a really deep level. So I started bringing them into my circle more and mentoring them and helping them out. And then they became entrepreneurs. And then as they became entrepreneurs, we became friends. And that's like my circle now. So it was a combination of, but I also have friends that I met through fucking events, right? I went to a specific event. I spent $100,000 on this mentor. This mentor introduced me to this person. And now I talk to this person all the time. So it's a combination of both. Like any extra money that I had was dumped back into the business or dumped into my personal development, all of it. And like, that seems like an outlandish thing to do when you're first getting started, but like, then you start making 25, 35, 45, $55,000 a month. And you're like, oh shit, I'm really glad I made those investments.
Okay.
Was that helpful?
Yeah, that helpful. That gave me the permission to build up people or help people make them ready to be my friends.
I like that.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers, bro. You asked good questions, Hack 10.
Yes.
That's
Thank
good
you.
questions. Drew.
That was me.
What's up, Drew?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Tell me some fucking wins, Drew dog. How you been?
Chilling. So win for this week was just onboarded my support coach. So now they're fully into the app and engaging and whatnot. And I think that's definitely really going to help with client retention, with delivery, and just overall fulfillment. So I'm excited about that.
Let's go.
With that said, so I got kind of a broad question for you today, brother. Right now, I'm doing about 2 CTAs a week, DMing about 50 to 100 people on daily between me and my VA. And we're booking about 1 to 2 calls on average daily right now.
Yep.
My question is, where can I make, like, where are the leaks in the business right now to where, like, what can take me to that next level? I already talked to Janelle, and by the end of the summer, I want to be an MDM. And where can I make improvements on what I'm doing now to be able to get to that next level?
Yeah. So you said you're booking 1 to 2 calls per day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like deviations. So like, I'll use an example. So like, I don't like the deviations. The deviations are 1 to 2 calls a day. Is it 1 to 2 calls a day, 5 days a week or 7 days a week?
7 days.
Okay. So 1 call a week times 31 days, math, is 31 calls. Okay. 2 calls a day times 31 days is 62 calls. That's a big fucking deviation. That's a significant difference. What's your show rate?
We're about 50 to 60.
Times 0.6. What's your closing rate?
About 30.
Times 0.3. So that's the difference between 11 new clients a month versus 31 times 0.6 times 0.3. 11 new clients a month and 5 new clients a month. That's a big fucking deviation.
Right, right.
So how can you make your business better, Drew? Your business is already functional. It's already fucking moving forward. What can you do to optimize your current business? Number one is like you need to get rid of deviations. And the way that you do that is by setting clear expectations. So step number 1, 2 calls a day, every day, 7 days a week is the new standard.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of coaching. This is some of the stuff we talk about in MDM, but I'm going to tell you guys right now because we've got some support coaches in here and we're also training, in training. So set the standard. That's step number 1. What is expected of the people that are on your team? That's the first step. So moving forward, the standard is 2 calls per day, every day, 7 days of the week. That's the standard. You need to make sure that they understand that standard. You need to make sure that they're on the same page. Once they agree to those terms, then step number 2 is just train the standard. You need to train your team to meet that standard. Train your team to get to the place where they're able to do 2 book calls a day, 7 days a week. And that might take 2 weeks. That might take 4 weeks. That might take 8 weeks. Every single day, you're training 30 minutes a day. Step number 3 is you hold the standard. You maintain the standard at 2 book calls per day, every day, 7 days a week. If the standard ever drops, you go back in, you're like, yeah, what's going on? This isn't what we do here. You know that the expectation is 2 book calls per day, every day, 7 days of the week. And then from there, you can raise the standard. Right now, what we're doing is we're setting the standard. So setting the standard is 2 book calls per day, every day, 7 days of the week. Write this down, Drew. Remove deviations. Remove deviations, set expectations. The next thing that we need to take a look at, everybody write this in the chat. Your show rate should be over 60%. If your show rate is under 60%, you need to fix that. So that is the next thing you need to fix is like 50 to 60% show rate is not an acceptable standard. So you need to get it over 60. Again, your closing rate should be over 35%. If it's under 35%, you need to fix that. You need to get it over 35%. So these are the small changes that you should make in your business that are going to make a massive difference in the next 6 months. Because if you sign 12 new clients per month versus signing 5 new clients per month, that's the difference between you having a business that does $20,000 a month and a business that does $30,000 to $40,000 a month.
Perfect.
At this level, Drew, this is for all of you guys. Once you're making over $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 a month, at this level, like small changes, like getting 10% higher show rate will make a massive difference in your bottom line. Small changes will make a massive difference in your bottom line. Getting from 30% closing rate to 45% closing rate is the difference. That's like a $5,000 to $7,000 difference in your income per month.
Got you. And what would you, right now I'm sending that little 2 or 3 minute video after they booked the call to input the show. But is there anything else I could do other than that? I actually just weirdly just had someone who was super hot in the DMs who thought I was for sure gonna to close. And as soon as I sent her that video, the next day when she actually read it, she was like, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna cancel the call. I just watched the video and I'm not ready to buy anything right now," or some shit like that.
What was the 2-minute pre-call video?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So that's the SOP. Do you also send a video the day of? Like, hey, what's going on? Just check the calendar. So we're booked in for a call, blah, 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 blah.
I could be better at that. I would probably say I'm 50% on that.
Deviations, bro. Deviations. Yeah. You're 50% on that and you've got 50% show rate. How interesting. You know what I'm saying? No deviations. If you want to build your business, bro, you got to be consistent on all fronts. There's no deviations.
I got you. Okay.
Also, come to my masterclass on Friday. I'm going to be talking about DMs.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm going to be there for sure.
Friday, 5 p.m. PST. Everybody save it in your calendar. Clients only masterclass.
Yes, sir. Cool. All right. Anything else you got for me? Or is that pretty much?
That's it. That's more than enough homework. That's homework for the next fucking month.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you, brother.
I got you. We'll talk soon, G. Peace out.
Cool.
Q Rush. He's back. Back at it like a bad habit. What's up, Q? What's up, Q? Tell me some wins.
Not so far, so good. I was just checking in. I actually thought of a question while I was in line, so good thing. But first things first, I posted. Oops, I'm getting a phone call. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, I got a phone call. I posted once or twice a day, every day since Wednesday, since last week.
Boom.
Love that. And I sent out, I grinded last night. I sent out over 150 invites to the challenge yesterday alone.
Let's go.
And I haven't checked yet to see, I just got home. So I haven't checked yet to see who's like filled out the form. But when I looked last night, there was already 9 people that filled it out. So
let's fucking go, bro. I love that.
Feel pretty good about that. So my question actually isn't about the challenge. I got 2 different answers from Ed and from Janelle, so I'm going to let you be the tiebreaker.
Okay.
When you did your onboarding, well, I guess you probably did it so long ago. I guess, what is your thought or opinion when it comes to onboarding? Because are you familiar with Ed's and Janelle's style with the onboarding?
You give me a 30-second rundown.
Basically, Ed's is long as fuck, 30-minute, 45-minute, hour-long videos, but it's really detailed. Janelle seems to be more short snippet, real type, quick PDF read type of onboarding, but they both kind of stretch it out over a week.
Uh-huh.
I like Ed's more, and we have the same niche. I'm just concerned about the time commitment of getting new clients to watch 15 to hour-long videos.
I agree. I try to make the onboarding experience like I try to make my YouTube videos as short as possible while including all the value. So like that's the rule that I have. As short as possible while including all the value. That's also how we try to film the course videos now. So if you guys look at the course, like content mastery, sales mastery, like the videos in the course are like 5 to 15 minutes. So as short as possible while including all the value. So like that I believe is like mindset for content consumption in general. If you want it to be more thorough and detailed, like I understand why Ed does it. That makes sense. But my mindset around onboarding is I want to make it as short as possible while giving all the value. So like for me, that means 5 to 15-minute videos max.
Yeah, I think the way I was doing it prior to watching Ed's, I had my longest video was like 9 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Daniel's are 3 to 6 minutes. Yeah. Just reading some of the chat right now. Daniel's are 3 to 6 minutes. Longest video is 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, kettlebell. I'm guessing it was the nutrition video because I'm thinking that's going to be the longest video.
Yeah, 100%. That's the longest video.
Okay. So I think the answer is kind of a hybrid.
Yeah. Agreed.
Kind of a hybrid.
Daniel said my onboarding is 3 to 6 minutes videos each, and some clients still don't watch all of them. Exactly. People are goldfish.
Yeah. Yeah. I already filmed some of them and I was watching it myself and I'm like, it's great. It's a great video. I'm thinking like, thinking ahead, I'm actually going to snip up some of the parts and use it for content or at least for my Facebook group.
Yep. That's a great idea.
Okay. I guess that was it. I felt like I know what I need to do. So it's basically just get to work. So
easy, brother.
I appreciate you. I'll keep the streak going with the posting.
Hey, I believe in you, bro. Keep it up. Let's fucking go. Peace. All right. What's going on, Yadira? How you doing?
I am doing good. How are you?
Best day of my life. Best day of my life.
Good. I also didn't really have a question, but I like to just raise my hand just to have a question by the end. I do gotta say before I go into anything, I wanted to say like, I love that you're on this journey of like Project Best B Mark. So, and I say this because I really do love it. However, very joking thing, but it's throwing off my own routine because I'm so used to you throwing out podcasts every day that when I go in the morning, when I go in the morning to listen to a podcast and you have not dropped it, I'm like, oh no, the podcast. So I got so used to binging it in part of my daily routine that I feel so off. And these last like month or two, and I'm like, all right, let me go back to some of the old videos the old podcasts that I still haven't listened to. So
I'll get back in the mood. I needed to get inspired. I need to get inspired.
I hope that gives you some inspiration.
All right. I need to get inspired, I don't want to force content. I want it to feel good,
I feel that. I definitely feel that. Well, good thing is that, your old podcast definitely just have a lot of value. So I'm still learning. But anyway, today I have 2 questions and they're kind of like both mindset related.
Yeah.
The first one is kind of to the podcast thing specifically. So I've been to your podcast way before I ever joined PLA or anything like that. And so I think last month, obviously I joined 10K at the end of May at the end of May. And so like last month, I think I started feeling like imposter syndrome, but I didn't really like recognize it until more recently.
Yep.
And I think when I started to like understand kind of like why June went the way that it did, I started to reflect, and I think it was some imposter syndrome. And it was even to some of like, I had to reflect, like I spent a year and some change listening to this call, specifically like Podchats, like listening to this call, and I felt so far off from this group. And then now that I'm in this group and hearing myself ask questions on podcasts, because I re-listened to the podcast the next day, it just felt like, I don't know, I think I just started feeling like, do I even really belong here? And especially like the month before when I hit my record-breaking month, I don't feel like I actually like had proper systems or proper things in place. So it kind of felt like a fluke. So it just kind of felt like some imposter syndrome starting to creep in. So I wanted to ask you, I know that you say you feel imposter syndrome when you get to like that next level every single time. So what are the things that you normally do to like, one, how do you recognize it earlier on? Because I feel like it took me a little too long to recognize that I was experiencing imposter syndrome. But then two, what do you do to like work through it?
That's a great fucking question. Everybody give Yadira a round of applause. That's a great question. Yo, every level that you guys climb to, you are going to feel like that 100%. And it like the good news is that it never goes away. Another piece of good news is that you can develop the strength to endure it and you can develop the awareness of it. And so like it's the same thing. Like you remember when you guys who here remembers when they joined the CLA for the first time? A lot of you guys have been with me for the CLA. Remember how fucking nerve-wracking that was? And you were like, holy fuck, like what am I doing? Right. And then there's that feeling, and then you start settling in and you start making some money. You're like, okay, I can do this. And then again, same thing, 10K mastermind. How many of you guys felt like that as soon as you joined the 10K mastermind? You're like, what the fuck am I doing here? This was fucking crazy. Right. But again, then you start settling in, you start making money. You're like, okay, like, okay, this ain't so bad. Same thing with MDM. MDM comes around, you start like, Jackie Reese, actually, me and her just had a call. She was on all of these calls and then she joined the MDM. Me and her just had a call and she was like, holy fuck, I couldn't, like, I was on that Zoom call and some of the questions people were asking, I was like, what am I doing here? I'm like, exactly. That is how you know you're growing. So like, I want to feel like that. Like I seek that feeling because if I'm feeling like I'm the biggest fish in the room, then that means I'm not growing. Like I seek the feeling. And if I can't like get the feeling by whether that be joining another mentorship program or whatever, which I just did, if I can't get the feeling, then I'm like pushing myself to the brink in my business so that I can get that feeling. Like I want to be uncomfortable. Like that's where I grow. And so first thing, I want everyone to flip the perspective, right? Because we think that imposter syndrome is a bad thing. I actually think it's a good thing because like I feel like I don't belong, or I feel like I'm uncomfortable, or I feel stressed or anxious about this room. I view that as a very good thing. I'm like, oh, I'm in the right place. So the first thing is like flipping the perspective of imposter syndrome. And instead of viewing it as a bad thing, it's actually a good thing. If you're feeling like you're an imposter, you're in the right place because your old self doesn't recognize this new you. That's a good thing. I want that. I want that. I don't want to be recognizable to my old self. I want to be a new fucking person. So seeking out that feeling is a big thing. That's number one. Number two is reminding yourself of where you're going. This is why I talked to Mitch about vision for like 5 minutes. Like I know where I'm going and I know that like this is the pathway that's going to help me get there. So like when I'm feeling that imposter syndrome, like I feel like I don't belong, like I feel like an idiot, like I feel like this guy's speaking over my head, like I'm talking to a guy that's making fucking 5 million a month and I'm making, $1 million. I'm like, some of the things he's saying, I'm like, what? But I'm also like, yes, like I know where I'm going. And I'm like, I want that. So like, I'm seeking out that because I know where I'm going. I know like I want to be headed in that direction. So the second thing is like the recommitment to the vision and like where you want to go and the things you'd like to do. Third thing is like everybody on this call needs to be grounded in your own strength. I think that's where I get my fucking power from is I'm just grounded in my own strength. Like I know what I need to do on a day-to-day basis to get myself into a good mental place. And I do that every day. I do the morning ritual. I do 30 minutes of mobility. I fucking cold plunge every day. I'm doing the affirmations. I'm doing the vision video. Like I do that shit every day. So every day I'm grounded in my own strength. Like I do the shit that I need to do to keep my mind in a sharp place so that when I feel feelings like that, I can recognize that and be like, and it's not even like a conscious thing. Like I'm like, but it's like, I already did a fucking cold plunge this morning. I already freeze my fucking ass off. I already did shit I fucking hate before I started my day. So like, this is like, it doesn't bother me. Like, yeah, I can feel it, but it's not going to affect me because I sat in a fucking cold plunge for 2 minutes when I fucking hated it. So it's like, this is just another thing. I can just see it and like recognize it and move on.
That definitely makes sense. I definitely, and even with the vision specifically, because when this was happening last month, I started falling off on my mindset, and then I heard you in my head like, oh well, of course this is why you're feeling this way because you fell off of your mindset stuff, and then I've been getting back into it and have been really dialing into like constantly paying attention to my vision, and I feel like that has been helping, but I just still wanted to talk through it specifically.
Everybody, write this in the chat. Keep the vision at the forefront of your mind. The vision is the reason we're doing it. Your vision for your life is the reason that you're doing it. Mitch hitting $15,000 a month and being able to take care of his family and take care of the people that he loves is the reason he's doing it. Like, you need to keep that vision at the top of your mind. Keep the direction that you want to go. Because like that direction that you want to go will take you through all the fucking adversity that you're going through. It's like the pain that you're going through is going to be worth it if you get to the place that you want to go. So just keep the place that you want to go in mind.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then I guess like that kind of ties into my second question, again, also mindset related, whereas like, I feel like, I think I mentioned to you this in one of the questions, that there was training that Mariah did like back in January. She was kind of like, she put into my head of like really asking myself like why I started my business. And I feel like that has been a journey that I've been on since that training. Like that just sticks in my head. And I feel like I'm constantly asking myself like, because obviously we know we can make a big income here. Like we know we can make an impact and income. And so I constantly ask myself, like more recently, I'm asking myself, like, how do I know that this is actually what I want to do? Or am I just getting like, caught up in the fact that I know that I can make or not a big impact, that I can make a big income. And then I kind of like try to reframe it like, well, the income comes from the impact itself. But I'm like, am I more focused on the income or the impact? And so like, I'm trying to really like understand like why I started my business. So I guess like I guess the question is, how did you know like this is where you should be? I guess I think I know that I want to be here and I want to do it. Like I love fitness. I love helping people. I think I'm only feeling this way because I'm such in still like the grind and I have to constantly like work all these long hours and days. So I feel like it's hard for me to see the part where I'm like not in the grind 10, 12, 14-hour days or whatever it is. So I think that's the part that I'm really questioning. But I go back and forth with whether or not like, is this really what I want to do long term, or is it because I know I can make a big income on this?
Is there anything else you'd rather do?
And you know what? Actually, I think I needed that question because I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know. I definitely don't want to work for anybody else. I'd say that for sure.
That's the question I ask myself when I think that. What's the alternative?
Okay. I'm gonna start asking myself.
What's the alternative?
Whenever I think about that question, I'll think about it more in the sense of like go back to a job I hate or something like that.
Okay, then do that.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
Why not?
No.
Why not? That's where I go. What's the alternative?
Okay. So
what's
just
the alternative?
Asking yourself like why?
Yeah, because I think that like asking yourself the question, why am I doing this, is like a valuable question that you can keep at the back of your mind. But I don't think that should stop you from doing the work that's going to get you closer to your goals.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And it's like you can find a bunch of reasons why you're doing it. You're doing it because it's something that you're passionate about. You're doing it because you love helping people transform their lives. You're doing it because you love growing on social media. You're doing it because you love being authentic. You can find a bunch of reasons why, but I think that like while you're seeking your why, I think this is my opinion, okay? I have a contradictory opinion on why. I think seeking out your why is an excuse to procrastinate on doing the things that you need to do in order to be successful. That's me being fucking honest. That's what I think about that. Do I think seeking out your why is a good thing to do? Yes. Do I think it's worth reflecting on once a week? 100%. Do I think you should use that as an excuse not to do the things that you need to do in order to be successful? Absolutely the fuck not. What else are you going to do? You can go work for someone else if you want. You're in full control. It's your life.
Absolutely not.
Right? And then I also look at the evidence. Like you just told me in your spare time you listen to podcasts about fucking business. That's what you do in your spare time.
Literally, I tell this to everybody. I don't even remember the last time I watched a new show. I don't remember the last time I do like all I do is listen to like motivation or business stuff or
who gives a fuck why? Just fucking do it. Fuck
right.
it.
And that's why I wanted to bring it up because I think I just needed to hear it outside of
fuck
my
the why. Fucking do it. Just do it. You'll figure out why later. Just fucking do it. This is the thing. If I know I got something in my heart right now and I know that it's something that like I'm excited about that gets me going, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to trust I'll figure out why later. Sometimes the dots connect backwards, guys, not forwards.
I honestly appreciate that. I appreciate that perspective, especially that last part of like it connects backwards rather than forwards, because that does happen a lot in just other circumstances in my life. So that was very easy to like kind of put together. But thank you. That was all. It was just two mindset stuff. I appreciate you.
I got you. Always good to hear from you. Peace. Daniel with a beard. Hello, Daniel with a beard.
What up? What up?
How we
it's
doing?
Good to see you, bro.
Good to see you too, man. I'm happy to see you happy. You look great.
Fuck yeah. Thank you. Definitely got a couple wins. I actually just moved on Monday, which is really nice because life honestly felt a little chaotic for a little while. So just being able to feel a little bit more stable and in routine and just able to focus on my vision and my goals feels really fucking good. And I realized that we just crossed 600K in the business since starting like 3.5 under 4 years ago at like 620K. So that's fucking cool.
That is very fucking cool. I love that for you.
Yeah. That felt good to see because I never check like all time on Stripe. So I didn't. I'm like, holy fucking shit. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's my win there. And then my question, I know I'm not supposed to ask like event questions and stuff like that, but it's pretty simple. I just kind of wanted to know because we're going to have like a videographer there and I want to do client testimonials.
Yep.
I know you mentioned like client testimonials for social media, but for the event, what are the questions that you ask for the testimonials from the event?
From the event. Okay, perfect. So you have to think about like what would be the objections that people would have for coming to an event.
For sure, finances and maybe travel.
Yep, finances and travel. So I'd be asking questions. So like first things first, it's like, what was your experience at, this is your first event here. So like, what was your experience coming to the event? And then I'd get the client to be like, my experience at this event has been da 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 da. So I'd get the client to start with my experience at the event was blah 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 blah. And then I'd be like, then I would ask the question, like, obviously, like there was the investment for the ticket and the finances to travel. Like, in your opinion, with all the finances included, like, do you think the investment was worth it? Like, did you get what you needed? And then I would get the client to be like, obviously it was an investment to come to the event, but come to the event, like the travel, the expenses, like it was all worth it because of da 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 da. And then the third question would be like, what would your advice be to somebody that's on the fence about getting an event ticket that's thinking about coming out? And then they're gonna be like, come to the event. So experience. I think about the objections. So like whenever I'm thinking about a testimonial video, I'm like, what are the objections that people would have about not wanting to take action? So the objections that people would have would for sure be travel and finance. So that would be the second question. First is about the experience. Second would be about the objections. And then third would be, what would your advice be for those people that are thinking about coming to the event?
Awesome.
If you want my advice though, the more valuable testimonials to get are how much weight did you lose? Those will sign you more clients.
That was going to be my next question because I feel like it's such a good opportunity to do those kinds of testimonials too. So I kind of want to do, like, I don't need everybody's testimonial video for the event, maybe just like a few.
Yep.
But you're saying just do like both essentially.
Yeah, I would do both for sure. And I would lean more into the how much weight did you lose because those will make you significantly more money than the other one.
Okay. And what do you do it? You would do it with them, like standing with them. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And I would walk up to them with a mic like I'm about to interview them. I also think that if you're getting a videographer there, it's your videographer's job to get those videos. So he needs to have a client list name of every single person at the event, and his job isn't complete until he has every single testimonial completed. So he needs to be pulling you aside, getting a fucking glide. Like that's his job. So put it on him.
So cool. Any quick things you can think of in terms of the event, things that have been just like super successful or good for you guys with your events?
That's a very broad question. Give me a specific one.
Honestly, I feel pretty set, so I don't know. I'm just kind of like asking to see if there's anything I'm forgetting, but I feel like it's gonna be good. It's a few weeks away, so
number one thing that I try to make sure of at my event, bro, is like nobody gets left behind. So if you have a team there, like that's the number one thing. So like the way that I do that, Daniel, is before the event, every day before the event, we do a team huddle. So everybody that's involved in the event comes together for a team huddle. You lead the team huddle. You let people know what the goal is for the day, what our intentions are, and what kind of service we're trying to deliver to the clients. And we send everybody on a hoorah. One of the things that I preach at my events is that nobody gets left behind, which basically means if there's somebody sitting off in a corner because they don't know anybody because they flew here from fucking Venezuela and they have no friends, that's like, it's the coach's job to not only go over there and make sure that they feel included, but to bring them into a social group and introduce them to people. So like nobody gets left behind is the rule that we have at our event.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, that helps. Even with just like the team huddles, it's definitely something I'm going to implement. I like that.
Cool.
Can I ask another quick question?
Hit me.
Okay, so I've had this like idea of making kind of like a pivot in my business, not really a pivot, actually kind of starting something new, but I've just put it on the back burner because there's been this event coming up and I'm like, one thing at a fucking time, don't get shiny object syndrome.
Agreed.
But it's 3 weeks away. And so I want to start that after. I don't want to say too much about it because I feel like I'm a fucking genius and it's just such a good idea. So I'm just going to kind of run it. But my question for you is like, when you have a project that you want to work on, like whatever it is, even if it's in the same business, how do you kind of go about, like, obviously I understand like some things will need to take a bit of a backseat or take a bit of a hit. I also don't want to just like stop signing clients completely while I'm doing that and building it out. So what are some kind of like expectations that I might have for myself, or how would I kind of structure that in terms of like a day-to-day thing?
Early mornings and weekends. So like if I'm building out a project, it's like, what time do you wake up?
It's been a little chaotic with the move, but usually around like 5:30.
Yeah. So it'd be like, if I wanted to build a business and I was serious about it, I'd be getting up at 4 a.m. and then I'd be doing my morning shit. And then the first hour and a half of my day, I'd be dedicating to this new business. And then I would spend Saturday building it out as well. Because then the business isn't going to take a hit at all. And you're still going to get everything done.
I fucking like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Early mornings and weekends. That's how I do new projects.
Dope. All right. Thank you, brother.
Love you, bro. Good to see you.
Likewise.
Love the beard. Peace. Mikhail, what's going on? Welcome to the fucking mastermind. About time, dog.
What's going on, bro? That's actually what's gonna be my win. Is I'm finally here, man. Finally
Oh,
got
fucking
locked in.
time, bro.
Yeah,
Took a
bro.
minute, but we made it.
Yes, we're here. So I'm excited, man. Already diving into the courses, applying everything as well too, and I'm seeing some shifts starting with the content first. So some big wins with the content, getting a lot more organic, new followers as well too, which is exciting. So right now, just making sure that the funnel, everything is connected. The DM process. I'm going through sales mastery now as well too to improve, on the calls and so forth. But I did have one question I wanted to ask her, and I had asked on the call with Janelle as well too. I got mixed. Well, I got a few different options. I just wanted to see what your take is.
Okay.
So for the past 4 to 5 weeks, I've left about 8K on the table simply because I've been going with Afterpay.
Yep.
Trying to fulfill the paid in fulls. And with my offers as well, too, my offers now I'm learning maybe a little bit high, where Afterpay also is declining the more. So my conversion has been a lot lower.
Yeah.
But it feels good when I get like that big lump sum up front.
Yep.
So I shared that in the group. The feedback I was provided was a few options. It was either A, lower my prices,
Mhm.
B, extend out my commitment windows longer, or C, do a mid-ticket offer.
Mhm.
So what is your take on that as far as like me restructuring my offer?
Yep. So how much is your offer?
So I have a 6 month at 3,500 and I have a 3 month at 2,000.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. And I've
Yeah,
been leaving a lot of money on the table.
Here's my opinion. And like, that's like like when I look at your Instagram, bro, like Mikhail, you got like a high value Instagram. So if I were to apply for your coaching program, I would assume it's expensive. So like, just that's like it from an outside perspective. If I were to apply for your coaching program, I would make the assumption that it's expensive. So I personally, if you want my direct advice, I don't know if I would decrease the price of your main offer. I think the advice of getting a mid ticket is a very fucking good idea, because then you're not going to leave money on the table with people that can't afford to do the big thing, and you're still going to get some cash collected on the mid ticket offer. The mid ticket offer is extremely easy to set up as well, Mikhail. All it is it's your high ticket offer with half the check-ins. That's it. So if your high ticket offer is like 4 check-ins, it's 2 per month. And then I think you're cutting out a little bit. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm good.
So if it's 4 check-ins, you're going to do 2 instead. And let's say it's 2K for, 3 months. Instead of 2K, it's, it's 1,300 as an example. And all it is half the check-ins. So it's like, it's literally that fucking easy to make. You could start selling that today. And then for those people that are like, oh, I really want to do it, but I can't afford it, you could still get them on a mid-ticket program for 6 months for like $2,500, which is still a fucking, hefty ticket.
Gotcha. And other question I have around that as well too. So with the mid ticket, still doing the paid in full option, and then backing down to a monthly, if so, because I was telling Janelle I didn't realize I had a resistance to monthly recurring revenue. I have a low ticket platform I use, but when she was telling me to get people onto a monthly, even with high ticket, like I froze up and I was like, I want the large upfront.
Yeah.
So I know there's a mindset shift there.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna look into the mid ticket, like you're mentioning, because I like when I heard lowering my pricing, I was like, I know my value. Like I know that, and I've had people in the past that have invested into the offer I have, but I know the conversion has been lower. So
what's your conversion rate, Mikhail, right now?
I can't even tell you because I'm just now gonna start tracking and doing everything. I've just been kind of just like free flowing for the past somewhat months.
That's fair. You're still making money, so that's good. But I want you to make more money. So all I want you to do is just like on the next call that we get on, bro, just let me know how many calls you booked, how many calls showed up, and how many calls closed. And then we can work conversion. But again, when I look at your Instagram, Mikhail, I automatically assume that your price is higher ticket. So like I think that the mindset of keeping your price the same is a good mindset. But I do think that introducing a mid-ticket is a good idea. I also do think getting clients on monthly is a good idea, because at the end of the day, like you're still going to collect that 8K, but the difference is it would be over an extended period. I also think that the 8K that you left on the table, you could reach back out to those people and you could be like, yo, like, I just want to let you know, like, I've been thinking about you, and I like, I wouldn't want finances to be the reason that we don't take action. So like, I decided I wanted to create some sort of like much more affordable option to get you onboarded and get you all, taken care of, so we can help you lose that 20 pounds. If I created something specifically for you and I did this for you because I cared about you and your goals, would you be interested?
Nice. With doing the application, which I'm just going to start implementing as well, because I was just booking people through Calendly without putting them through a pre-qualification with the application. If I have if I'm trying to dig for financial, where they are financially, and I have an option that says, they got it, they can invest. And then the other option is they got to see if it fits their budget. If someone selects that option, do I just go straight to the mid ticket? Do I lead with the mid ticket?
Definitely not. Because like buyers are liars. So once you get through sales mastery, you'll get to this point. People are going to lie to you all the fucking time. Because, even if people have the money, they're not just going to be like, yeah, I got like $6,000, I can fucking pay you. Like nobody's going to tell you that. So like the only time that I won't take the call is if somebody says I have zero money. But I also just want to clarify for you. So the Calendly, booking calls in the DMs with the Calendly is a good idea. So keep doing that. The application, I want it to go in your bio. So that way, if anybody's interested in your coaching, they can apply for your application. So you're going to basically have two different ways to get leads. Number one will be through the client application. Number two is through the Calendly. If somebody fills out the Calendly, Mikhail, you don't need to send them a type form, by the way. I just want to make sure. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So this is like, you can ask those questions in the Calendly, but you should have the type form in your bio so that if people are interested in coaching, they can fill it out and then you can contact them. But yeah, so I wouldn't just go straight for the mid-ticket. The only time I would do the mid-ticket, Mikhail, is if I was on the call with somebody and they're like, I really want to do it, I just can't afford it. And then I tried to negotiate a payment arrangement and they still couldn't do it. Then I'd be like, okay, so like, typically speaking, like I don't do stuff like this, but like, you know, Mikhail, like I really want to work with you. And I don't want finances to be the reason that we don't take action, move forward and change your life today. So like, you know, if I were able to get you in on some sort of like lower budget, you know, much more affordable option, I just want to know that you are actually going to be committed to it, because I don't want to give my very best effort to you and get you in an affordable program if you're not going to commit like you paid in full. So like if I got you in on something that was a little bit more lower commitment and that was able to get you results, would you be 100% committed as if you paid in full?
Mm-hmm.
And they say, yeah. And then I offer the mid ticket. But
Got
I'm
it.
only going to do that once I go for the paid in full. Then I try to price negotiate. They just say no. Then I'm going to pull back a little bit, look like I'm offering them a deal. Then I'm going to offer the mid ticket.
Copy. All right, this makes sense. I just gotta get through sales mastery, and just get better, improve my skills on the actual call is just the next thing I realized. So definitely gonna dive in.
The good news is that's a money making skill. So as soon as you do that, you start instantly making more cash. That's great.
Gotcha, bro. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, bro. Talk soon.
Yep.
Peace. Eva, what's up? Last but not least, how you doing? Tell me some wins.
So my question is, so recently, I think 1-2 months now, my calls, like bookings, have become really low. So I'm just trying to see if you can have a look and maybe give me some suggestion. Is it on the content or yeah, I don't know what's going on. I've tried quite, to fix a lot of things like looking at my DMs, but yeah, if you can have a look for me, that would be great.
Evie Elahand. I'm just going to go to your content right now.
Yeah.
I can kind of hear you. So I'm going to try to do call volume's gone down. So you want me to take a look at your content. That's what I heard for sure. Aha, found you. All right. Let's see. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for what's awareness and what's conversion. So let me see. So this working 9 to 5, still trying to find fat. Okay. When did your call volume start going down?
I would say about 2 months now, if I'm being honest, but it's just gotten worse, like in the past 2 weeks.
Okay. I'm going to scroll down to 2 months ago. Please hold. I'm going to keep going. 1 sec. This was December. Okay. So this is, okay. Okay. So I'm going to go back up to your content right now. I'm just looking through your content to see, I have a hypothesis, but I want to see if it's true or not. You're not talking in your content anymore.
I do. And
the only content that I see you talking is your live streams. Every other piece of content I don't see you talking. No talking, no talking. 6-second videos, no talking, no talking.
I want 2% of that.
No talking.
I see. Okay.
No talking. No talking. No talking. No talking. No talking. No talking. Oh wait, that was talking.
Oh yeah, that one I was talking.
But that was one. That was one. And look how many people said ready on this one.
Yeah.
Right. But if I that was out of 25 videos. Whereas like if I go back to December, I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to show you back December. We're just going to go back here. This was September. Oh, this was September. Sorry. So that was too early. Right here. Talking. Another thing I noticed in your content, Evie, is if you go back, look how much social proof is in your content back here. So I'll count the social proof content now. Social proof. Okay. If I go up here, look at your content now. Let's see how much social proof is in there. No social proof. No social proof. Social proof. But that's good. This also is the best performing video on your page, 333 likes. So that's good. Social proof. That's also good. Social proof. So I would say the amount of social proof that you're putting in your content has gone down and the amount of talking content that you're putting out has gone down. So I would say that is the main factor on like why you're not booking more calls from your content. So like you need to take, so bring this style of content back, Evie, where you're talking to the camera. Bring this style of content back. I also I don't necessarily like these dark videos. I don't think the dark videos are performing as well. I would rather you do like lighter videos. Like these feel better, in my opinion, to watch. A video of you doing something fit, but it's not dark. This is also great. I've had 3 kids before, after. This is a fucking banger piece of content. So talk more in your content, include more social proof in your content. I think you do those 2 things, you're going to start booking a lot more sales calls.
Yeah, is it weird to say I feel like I'm repeating myself with the talking? I feel like I didn't know what else. I'm just saying the same thing and over. So I'm like,
yeah, you got to find, everybody write this down. Great marketing is saying the same thing 100 different ways. 100 different ways. I'll show you an example, Evie. So the video that's currently going viral on my page right now, the ones that bringing me all the followers, is a video that I've done before that also went viral. And it was, I'll show you what I mean. The video that I did before that went viral was never, ever, ever say these 4 words in marketing. And so what I did is I just took the exact same idea and I positioned it a different way.
I just wanted to check in on you, see how you're doing. Hey, Nick, I just had a minute to get back to you. Hey.
So this is never, ever, ever say these 4 words in marketing, but I just found a different way to deliver the same piece of information. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, you can say this, you can say the same thing. You just need to find a different way of delivering the information. So maybe, you take a viral video and instead of doing the exact same viral video, you like do it in a character, or you do it in a split screen, or you do it selfie style, talking to the camera instead of having a camera film you. So it's taking the same information and delivering it in a different way.
okay, so I think I'll have to be doing it at home, I guess, because right now I'm trying to do more content in the gym with the hope of getting people that actually I feel like can afford my prices.
Yep.
So okay, so I should still do at home then, and then just mix it up, isn't it? Because
agreed.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, Evie. Good to see you. All right, y'all. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being my clients. Hope everyone has the best day of their entire life. Keep Rushy looking fucking juicy. Make sure you reserve 5 p.m. PST this Friday because your boy's going to be talking DMs. If you're struggling with DMs, you want to book more calls in the DMs, you want updated best practices for what's working right now in the DMs, your boy is going to be dropping some value on Friday. So make sure you guys tune in. Peace, love, and protein. Have the best day of your entire lives. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at @TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.